Affiliate marketing, e-commerce, television, direct mail, value-added resellers, wholesalers, those are all distribution channels that you can identify for different reasons. For example, if I want to develop a new product, and we'll get to this later, I want to go where the competition is because that's where it's easy for me to identify the distribution channel. Who holds the keys to the kingdom? Who can put my product in the hands of the people that I'm building the product for? So I identify the distribution channel first. Same thing from an affiliate marketing standpoint. Distribution channel, what products are selling, who's selling them, how much are they making it, then I look at their systems and see if I can do it better than they do it. Product research, before I develop a product, I look at the distribution channels, see what's working, who's making the money, can I tap into it, which way can I tap into it? It's all about the distribution channels. And then you have to follow the monetization strategies before you go any further. Plain and simple, why I did it. This whole presentation was I had a 25K coaching club, I had a guy, a real nice guy, failed, spent a lot of money, got ripped off in a couple of internet deals, and I told him, you know, he came to me and he was in my club. I said, I'll help you, but there was only so much help that was supposed to be there. And I said, I'll go even further if you're willing to do what I want you to do and only what I ask you to do, and we'll leave it at that. And there were some rules to the game. Why I did it, though, is because I wanted to prove that every day that the everyday strategies that I teach in my, actually this is the wrong slide, but Super Affiliate Coaching Club, anyone could use. And all the information was in there, but I had these hundreds of people in the club, and I just want to show that everything that you need to succeed is in there. I had to prove that you could do it without being an internet guru. I could prove that you do it in a highly competitive market. I proved that you could do it without lists, without JV partners, without a launch. That's what I wanted to prove, and that was the deal with this guy. We couldn't use my list. We couldn't use my name. It had to be a competitive market. I'll choose the market. So those are all the things. That's why I did it. I wanted to help him out, and I wanted to help the other people out, too, by showing that it could be done. Doesn't matter if you want to develop a product or distribute a product through these channels. These are the type of things that you can look at. What I did, picked out one of my 25K coaching club members. I split the profits with him 50-50. Actually, I allowed him to keep the first 10,000 because he'd acquired some debts I wanted him to pay off. So he kept the first 10K. We went 50-50 after that. I told him to write a course about something he knew nothing about. It was his first info product ever. He didn't use my name to sell it. I used the very same tools and techniques that anyone could use. I didn't ever promote it to my list. I still haven't to this day promoted it to my list. I still haven't used any of my own, call-ins to make this thing work. But those are the rules, and that's why I did it. We didn't have a list. We entered a completely new market. We chose one of the most competitive markets we could find. We didn't have JV partners lined up, and you will have the slides, so don't worry. I just want to try to get that. We didn't spend a dime on pay-per-click. We didn't have existing traffic. We didn't build feeder sites. We didn't submit articles. We didn't do press releases. We didn't post to forums or blogs. We didn't do a product launch. That was part of the rules of the game. We didn't do any of that. We didn't have any lists. We didn't have any JV partners. We didn't have any pay-per-click. He called me when I was shopping. My wife was spending my money again up north. And we went live, and I said, okay, let's start this thing in motion. It was the day that the final ordering system was tested that we decided it was time to put this thing in motion. And from zero start, while I'm calling a guy who just started working for me this summer that had no internet marketing experience whatsoever, I called him up, said, this is what you need to do from an affiliate promotion standpoint. And he did what I told him to do, and we didn't call in my favors. We didn't mail it to a list. We didn't have a list. We started from complete scratch the day we went live. In the first 16 days, we did 33 grand. So we netted like $15,000. And when I did this presentation, this is from then. So this is what happened, and that was 2 weeks later, and we did this seminar, so that's what these numbers are from. Those are the actual numbers, the 2 weeks. You could do a huge launch. That product black mask guy, Chris, I've met him. I should know his name, but he does a masterful job at his ClickBank launches. He does big launches. He sells 4,000 or 5,000 copies of his ClickBank books, and he's got the list. This whole thing was this was a whole test case study I wanted to do that you don't have to have any of that stuff. You don't have to have any connections to do this stuff. So we gave the seminar, and this is at the end of that point. We rocketed to the top of ClickBank. We were number 2 for auction. We were number 3 for eBay in the first week, and that's from complete scratch. So highly competitive market. If you haven't figured it out yet, it was eBay. I'm not an eBay expert. I am now. I didn't have a list, didn't have a name, didn't do any JV partners. We still haven't done anything with this deal. But he had a baby, got a new job, and it's kind of gone by the wayside. But we have a huge list. It's made us money, and it did what we wanted to do it. So just imagine if we did everything that Jeff Walker teaches you guys to do. Product launch, line up JV partners, recruited affiliates, all that stuff. You guys, do you want to see this again? I'm sorry. Am I moving too fast? I want to get through so I can answer questions for you, but I'll slow down for you. Problem is, anyone who sees me speak, if I slow down, I bore myself. So if you line up the JV partners, recruited the affiliates, submitted the articles, the press releases, all the stuff that you're supposed to do, you guys could have had $1 million launch. You could have built $1 million business. After I did this, I've had offers to have books published and put through normal distribution channels. I've been requested to speak at several eBay seminars. I've been interviewed as an eBay expert several times. I had somebody else write the book. It was the guy who never wrote a book before either. So, and we're going to talk about some of the strategies that I helped him use to make sure it was a good book, and some of the things that were available to him at the time. So yesterday, Tim Knox did a launch for an Amazon book, right? $20 book. He was doing that to establish himself as an expert. He wanted to launch a $1 million speaking business. I sent something out to my list. I said, check it out. And it's not the book. I didn't even say buy the book. I said, just look at his marketing. He lined up 100 people in advance to help establish him as an expert in the particular field that he wanted to be an expert in. Got interviewed on TV, hired a publicist, hired an affiliate manager, recruited 100 JV partners. All the JV partners contributed products for him to give away free. So for a $20 ebook, he was willing to give you a $4,000 package. What was in it for the JV partners? Traffic, because all the other JV partners were promoting it, because he was on television promoting the book, and anyone who bought the book, it was an Amazon bestseller, by the way, and he did what he wanted to do, and he just established himself now a multi-million-dollar business. I'm convinced of it. Unless he drops the ball, that's what he wanted to do, and I'm convinced he'll make it. So you have to put some of these things to work. Market research made easy. Look for competition. Don't just search for demand. Demand does not always turn into sales. Competition means that people can and do make money in the market. Competition is our friend. I can't say that enough. Don't be afraid of competition. It's identifying a profitable stream of revenue for you. You just have to figure out how to do it a little bit better than the next guy. That's all. That's it. So competition is our friend. It helps us identify the profitable markets. It keeps us sharp, keeps us on our toes, helps us identify large sources of free traffic, which is affiliate marketing, JV partners, CPA networks. There he is, Keith. He knows CPA networks, and Carlos does too. So bring on the competition. Highly profitable markets always have competition. People don't compete to lose money. They have a reason for it. So as long as you can capture traffic, leads, and sales at a lower price point than your competitor does, you guys can make money. And that's what it's all about. It's all about doing an incrementally just a little bit better job than the next guy is doing. It's all about studying their systems and applying their systems just a little bit better yourselves. And that's what Jeff is always teaching you guys. Right? The product launch formula is a sequence of events that needs to be followed. If you don't follow the sequence, you won't do it. And I was having the conversation with Anthony last night. It's all about looking at the sequence of whatever someone's doing. We've been talking about this for years. Frank said it so well yesterday when he said, I ran out of ways to say it. Find out what people want and give it to them. You know, that's what Frank Kern said yesterday. And he's the funniest guy I know. But that's it. You just have to do a little bit better than the next person. And also don't be afraid of the competition. So go for the competition standpoint. It doesn't matter whether you're looking to develop a product or distribute a product. Look for the competition. That's how we do these things. Search for top sellers. I don't want you guys to write this down. You can have the slides. But all you have to do is go look at the top sellers at ClickBank, CJ, ShareASale, Modern Click, Hydra Network, Rocket Profit. Keith owns Modern Click, so I thought I'd plug him. But these are the top sellers. I didn't really know Keith when I put this slide together a couple months ago. So, well, actually, it was last fall.